because obviously there are a ton of MCOY fans here, and they've got loud instruments, and they are very boisterous. As Faker's doing a little reboot. Had a pretty rough laning phase. Yeah, they obviously don't have the Rumble here because it's Fearless banned, but there's a lot of other picks he can play into this. I hope he doesn't go for what we've seen in the past, oftentimes the little Ornn into the Gwen, which has been a big problem.
I'm a fan of that.
We've seen Doran try it and fail before. I don't think that's what he's going to go for here. But the Rise, and that is all it's going to take to really crush these team fights. They can protect him so well with the Galio, with the Xin Zhao. I really like the draft here for MCOY a lot. You take the nameplates off here, and I feel like they've got such a sick edge.
Yeah, I think even with the nameplates on, I'm feeling like this is looking fantastic.
Honor going to start Raptors, likely on Vision there at the beginning, as both junglers know they're doing their Raptor camp. So all Vision over is Alvaro.
Yep, Ebapult does come on down there as Alvaro in a little bit of trouble here, down to about 300, but still able to offer a lot back. And Jojo could actually just die here. The flash out of the way, one more auto will do it. And yeah, he flashed out of the way of the Q, but then he was really dead. Here on the top side of the map as well, Owner is moving in. He still has the traffic cone. He can still tell Merwin that that's not where he's allowed to drive. And it's a bit of an ignite from the grave. The last tick not going to be enough to do it, though.
Those are the types of trades you want to see. I want to see what happened in the beginning of this trade here as Faker has lane control, gets taunted, and Jojo goes for the extra empowered auto. And that's just what does him in. Flash angle here is nice, but he's just doomed. Like, there's no way he can buy space against this ranged champ. Is trying to min-max the damage there, and Faker's just like, well, it's my turn to crush the lane.
Oh god, speaking of my turn, Owner is going to come down and join. As Gumayushi's in a lot of trouble, he's going to go down first. The Super gets excited, and the traffic cone is after the flash. And so the Jinx is going to stay alive on the board and exactly where the money wants to be here for MCOY.
Yeah, you got a supercharger, but I got my supercharge, which is the Ghost, so I'm going to walk out of that pillar. And, well, that's a kill for the Jinx early. What looked like it was going to be a great start for T1. Now a disaster. Carrier!
Yeah, what are we doing?
Doesn't have Ignite.
He needs a Shattering Strike. Does he get it? One more auto, and down he goes. So that's a bit of a solo kill for Carrier. That's a bit of a cute one.
Actually going to be pretty huge. Otherwise, Supa gets to walk away there. And Merwin?
Doran still has the teleport, guys. As Merwin, one more auto attack, and he's dead. He was not immune in this top lane. And Doran, oh god, this could be an important place to look out for. But Owner is moving in once again.
Yeah, vision control of the river.
Yep, Supa still without any summoner spells. The Ghost is pretty close. 3-man Pulverize as well is very good. As Elyoya looking to make this one fair. Gumayushi trying to get himself out of there as in he goes. They look for Owner to try and take him down first, but the Shattering Strike is so good. Zap is sidestepped, and T1 get themselves out. Dylan, I don't know about this one.
Doran position, man. There's so many near hits. There's so many near lockdowns onto this Jinx, and he just is able to get out every time as Jojo.
Faker could be in a lot of trouble here. He does have Flash available, gets that phase rushes. Now flashes in and gets out with the Realm Warp. That was so sexy, Faker.
We've seen this so many times for Faker where he walks out and then flashes back into the Realm Warp at the last possible second to get out there, and he will live just barely. Still a huge win here for MCOY.
The flash, and Jojo just going to punish him. Elyoya moving on in.
I mean, this is a huge angle here for MCOY to potentially get a kill. And Plate Gold, at least, is also on the menu.
Oh, Guma going to have to flash out of the way of the Flame Chomp as the Supercharger does come on in. Jojo looking to try and get that knock up, but they didn't even require it to land, as now Carrier just wanting to take one of them away. Super Mega Death Rocket comes on in, not able to lock down the kill. The Carrier is still dead, and it still goes over to the Jinx, exactly where MCOY wants the money.
On the top side of the map for MCOY allows this play to happen. As we're going to go back to this play here, as it's a really sick flash from Faker. So he steps out of the Realm Orb. They chase, flashes back in, perfectly timed, and we'll cut the video right there.
And now we're going to check it out from Jojo's perspective, as this is a completely different one. But really nice Q flash, making sure that Faker has the most difficulty reacting. That's allowed MCOY to do exactly what they need to do. Doran now in potentially a bit of trouble, but as you saw there, just one ability doing so much. Public Execution down towards this bottom side as Elyoya not actually able to utilize that Crescent Guard effectively. Jojo down to 300. The Traffic Cone says no, as Faker will be able to take down the Gargoyle. Elyoya soon to follow, and T1, they answer the few good things that happened for MCOY previously really well here in the bottom lane.
I remember Merwin did not have teleport, so it's not done yet.
Well, there's the Pulverizer, connects onto 2 as Super is once again doing everything he can to get as much damage as possible. Alvaro with that unbreakable will. Super Mega Death Rocket means the carrier is dead. The Zap connects onto Faker, and the Pulverize comes on down. That's going to be enough to get another couple of kills for this Jinx.
I mean, over to Supa, he's now up to 4.
Oh dear. Doran has now made it back down towards his bottom lane, and Carrier's like, I can help, and then he is not actually.
Sorry, 5. And T1 gonna have to play a little bit more respectfully around it. They're gonna come back in this one.
Yeah, they really will. They're gonna have to use everything onto Super, and they're gonna have to actually hit their abilities this time around. As Faker able to realm warp his way out, he's gonna make it to safety. Does mean that he doesn't have the ultimate for the next little while, as JoJo could be in a little bit of trouble. Justice Punch to get the double taunt. Really nicely done, but the traffic cone has to be respected. And yeah, he is going to join. We've got a bit of a 5v5 here. They have to get on top of Super if T1 wants to win a team fight. That's
it on the flank.
And JoJo also off to the side. There's the Pulverize on top of T1. The Magnustorm this time is really good. As Super flashes away, he stays alive for so long, but Gumayusi finally gets on top of him. They take down the key target, but can they actually win the fight? That's the question, because Guma's also dead. Doran is so low that he cannot stay in this fight as the needlework is doing everything it needs to. It's a double kill now for the Xin Zhaos. Now Doran looking for it here on Alvaro, and Faker locks down the kill. Oyoya now trying to push forward. These health bars are so low. The crash down is perfect, and Doran stays alive. Moen not able to close the gap. And T1, how the hell did you do that?
I mean, Faker's got phase rusher. He's gonna walk into melee range though.
Surely isn't the engagement over? The engagement's over, right? There it is. Thank you very much. Super Mega Death Rocket.
It's a little bit of a funky thing where he walks back in, but he realm warps out. It's okay.
Oh dear. In the interruption on the crash down here means the carrier is likely just dead as he looks to try and make his way out, but was caught there as he took a little detour. Alvaro may be in a little bit of trouble himself, though. But does have the Unbreakable Will, does need to invest it. As Rift Herald down here in this mid lane. One good thing for MKOI was that they were able to take that objective, but it's not able to knock down this outer turret.
And IE is done now. So yes, it's 2 items versus 2 items here for the 80 carry, but we've talked about the range so much, I don't really need to beat it into you guys anymore, but I am still concerned despite T1 taking that fantastic fight before. I don't know if they're going to get that chance every time as Carrier once again caught.
Yep, I've seen this one before, as Carrier doesn't have his flash and doesn't have a chance to get out.
So the Jinx is still a big problem that I think they're still going to have to solve. And like I said before, leading into that fight, you're not always going to get that Doran ult on top of Supa, as JoJo is the target.
There's public execution as JoJo should be going down here. He does flash, try and get himself out of the way, as now Alvaro going to once again put Carrier into a 1v3. Oh no, this poor horse lady is Gumayusi looking for Super. He dives in on top. There is the defense from JoJo, but still T1 are pushing forward even after Carrier going down. The AoE from this Kai'Sa is massive. Faker as well doing so much work, but maybe it's not enough because Moen gets in there with the scissors and will be able to cut them up. Ona now walking away with about 50 health, and we'll see whether he does make the great escape. It looks like the answer is potentially, as he looks to get an execute.
Yeah, I think he's been out of combat. He gets the execute. I think he does.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. And now we're looking to see whether Carrier can get the reverse legendary. Only 2 more away from that one.
JoJo
is setting up for this Otacon.
JoJo does not have his ult. He does have TP, however. He's going to use it.
Yep. Doran going for the engage here is my god. Alvaro just taking most of his health bar here. Yep. Is going to be, it should be an honest 5v5 as JoJo making his way over as well. Very close to having that heroic entrance back off cooldown as Elyoya looking to make his way in 400 health and he steals it. Super Mega Death Rocket not going to connect, and now the Realm Warp going to get T1 to safety.
Faker has a Realm Warp, but he is on this flank angle here, but the T1 vision is extremely limited, as you can see here.
Yep, no idea on the health bar of this dragon, as we can see. But Carrier making his way in. The flash comes forward, and there's the pickup from Doran as he gets into the backline once again. But the Pulverize is on top of this Rel. Super is the target. There's the zooming Gumayusi able to lock that one down as he's kiting gorgeously. JoJo finally gets that punch to justice on top of him, and now Moen is there in melee range against Faker and does get that snip. Doran needs to kill 3 people. He's getting decently close, but another knock-up from JoJo.
As JoJo...
Okay, got a bit of a teleport in.
Yeah, he may be in danger.
In trouble, exactly.
He got the inner.
going to be available as Faker almost taunts himself is what it kind of feels like. Killer Instinct comes down though as skirmishes will be able to help Faker lock down the kill. Teleport comes in, uncancelable of course.
It's a risky call. Keria though on the flank also has the Omega Blast Cone here to try to set up a big Magnet Storm despite not having Flash. He's got better Flash.
Well, Elyoya is going to be here, so it's likely to be pretty close to a 50-50, even if there aren't quite as many members of MCOY. 5 seconds until the teleport going to be available from JoJo, but it's down to 2,000, and this time Ona, he's able to lock down the smite. The King's Tribute keeps him healthy as well, but not healthy enough, and he's going to be left out to the Wolves as T1 say, Ona for a Baron? Yeah, we'll take those. Yep. Looking to build towards a rapid fire cannon now as well. You can see the Zeal comes in. JoJo once again potentially in trouble as the traffic cone is going to say you're not allowed to drive here, as he does get the taunt off against the police officer. Keria moving on forward, and there it is. Exhaust coming on down Alvaro, in position now as well. As, oh god, Faker is really starting to do some work.
And he needs to continue to do so. 10 seconds here until what will be Chemtech Soul for MCOY. Keria goes in.
Yeah, Magnet Storm onto just one. They were looking for Elyoya, but there's the Shattering Strike. Heroic Entrance comes on down as MCOY have all grouped up. Faker going golden, Merwin looking for him once again. It's Supa off to the side, but it's skirmishes going golden in the backline and then eventually just explodes. This is not what T1 wanted. It's in fact an absolute disaster as MCOY just put them down. They say that was a nice attempt, I guess, guys, and they will look to try and break open the base. They can take a soul, and I think, Wolf, we are going to a third game.
I think we're going the distance on this one. Supa sitting at full health. A desperate attempt there from Keria and T1 with the Realm Warp flank, but Supa just will not go down. There's too much peel, too much protection. And he is just lasering them down now. The inhibitor will fall, and MCOY poised to end game 2 to bring us to a third.
Yep, Keria looking to try and stop them, but he's barely even a distraction here as Doran, the same story. Gets a cute little shield, but these Nexus turrets are still going to fall. The Nexus follows suit, and MCOY, they are still in it.